Hello everyone and welcome to the KSA, or the Kerbal Space Administration. I am the director of this newfound program funded by our nation, the KR, or the Kerbal Republic. Out here on the launch pad is the Traveler 1 probe. This is going to be the first craft that the KSA will launch in an attempt to discover what type of technological capabilities we have and perform basic scientific studies of the lower atmosphere. Because of the recent success of Stayputnik, our engineers were forced to accelerate construction on the probe and ultimately made a decision to make the probe non-recoverable, so we are not going to be including a parachute into this flight. However, the data will be transmitted back to Mission Control for analysis in the R&D. Alright, it looks like Mission Control has given a go for flight, so I think it's time to kick back and see how the flight goes.
For one of us here, boy, who is no with boy, turn up, okay? Oh yeah, I already kind of see those. Yeah, you know, it's in a mallory, the sequel. About here, E9091, the sequel. Let's just start. Let's go next to the national talk for it. Yeah, you know, it's in a mallory, the sequel.
Alright, so Traveler 1 was a complete success, and we've been able to study the lower atmosphere of Kerbal now, and thus our scientists are working very, very hard on analyzing the data, and we've already made some pretty incredible discoveries, and these discoveries have improved our capabilities of launching airplanes, so we are going to be launching airplanes soon once we establish the funding in order to build these crafts. While we're on the topic of funding, in the wake of Traveler 1's success, multiple companies have actually approached us with various contracts that we're going to be able to complete to enhance our funding and propel us further and faster into space. After reviewing the multiple contracts we had available to us, two of them really caught my eye. One of them was to test an SRB nicknamed the Hammer on a regular flight over Kerbal. Now this is going to be a very useful contract because I can get my engineers on that part early and they're going to be able to incorporate the crafts with ease in future projects. Another contract that we had available to us was to test the basic jet engine over 8,000 meters, and it's the same story with our engineers. They can get their hands on the part earlier and it's going to be easier for us in the future when we're using the part. Anyways, what you're seeing on the pad right now is Traveler 1B. Now, the Traveler 1B is just a modified version of the Traveler 1 with a bigger solid rocket booster, the Hammer, and this is going to do two things. It's going to complete the main Hammer solid rocket booster contract, and it's also going to go way up into the upper atmosphere and collect science data from there. Alright, it looks like we're alright for a launch, so it's time to commence the countdown and see how the flight goes.
Oh yeah, and I already kind of see those. You know, boy, turn up, okay? Let's just start. Let's go next to the national talk. For one of us here, boy, who is no whiskey, okay? Yeah, you know, it's in a mallory, the sequel. Yeah, you won the sequel.
Alright, so Traveler 1B was a much needed success, and we were able to get a bunch of scientific data from that mission that we are now using for our aeronautical program. So my engineers very hard at work right now constructing a drone that we're going to be able to fly around the KSC that multiple companies are going to be using to conduct their own scientific studies of the planet Kerbal. However, it's going to take some time for our engineers to build a design capable of flying around the KSC quite successfully. Despite this, we made some pretty important steps in our technological capabilities and our ability to launch probes into the upper atmosphere, and eventually we're going to get into space very, very soon.
So boy, turn out to them shit, okay, it's in a matter in the secret.